I'm Chiaretto Yan. I live in Shanghai, and at present I'm in Xi'an. I teach besides at St. Joseph in Macau, also in China, in Hebei, Beijing, and Xi'an in seminaries. And I would like to share, I didn't have time to prepare PPT anyway, share about the, looking at the China experience. We cannot not talk about China if we want to talk about new economic paradigm. And I would like to look at it from three angles. One is from partial prosperity to common prosperity. Second, how China is working towards an ecological civilization. And third, the achievement of China in poverty alleviation. And at the end, maybe I would like to add a point about what contribution can the China experience bring to this new paradigm. First, as we all know the famous saying of Deng Xiaoping, to get rich is honorable, but often we forget the second part of this saying, is that we permit some people and some regions to become prosperous first for the purpose of achieving common prosperity. Therefore, the objective is for the common good. And a program in China initiated in 1996 was for the prosperous coastal provinces pair with the poor provinces in the West to give assistance, mutual assistance. And the system has been upgraded, and there were bank loans targeted to these minority regions like Guangxi, the Zhuangzu or autonomous regions of Shanxi, etc. And there were programs to support farmers. Micro loans from banks were encouraged, and also combined with cooperatives and agricultural enterprises to develop the agricultural value chain. So the compendium of social doctrine of the Catholic Church stressed that the transfer, for example, of clean technologies to developed countries is also the responsibility of developed countries in order to solve the global environmental crisis and to safeguard our common home as humanity. So therefore, I think the China experience of pairing the poor provinces and the post-war provinces can be also an example for in an international level for for rich countries to transfer technology to poor countries. Of course, in this case, we need something like a global governance. The second point I want to raise is that, as we've seen in the encyclicals of Pope Francis, he proposed this integral approach towards ecology, towards economy. So this integral approach to a new economy should be applied. This, I think, this new paradigm should integrate to solve the economic problems. It should at the same time integrate social justice values, as we have seen from the encyclicals, the new encyclicals on brotherhood, and also to integrate ecology. And at the same time, it also should take an intercultural approach. Here, This integration of economic models also take into consideration of the, I think from Asia, from the top 6 cultural sphere. By this, I mean the Confucian ethics and Asian values such as harmony for global solidarity, but not only Confucian ethics for private enterprises, but also these common values in Japan, Korea, Vietnam, and China, with the common, other than the common characteristics of their way of doing business, also the ethics, work ethics such as diligence, frugality, and high saving rate. These should also be taken into consideration instead of just high consumption. The third point, the third angle I want to look at is from the angle of poverty alleviation. In China, it's a combination of targeted poverty alleviation strategy and an old age practice of give a man a fish and he will eat for a day, teach him how to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. So the Chinese government officially adopted this targeted poverty alleviation strategy in Chinese called 精准扶贫, and with remarkable results. And in fact, from the World Bank statistics, we see that in the last 40 years, China is accounting for 70% of the world's total poverty reduction figure. So how come this achievement? In fact, 40 years ago, when China started the reform policy, 80% of the population lived in a very poor rural area. Nowadays, 60% of the population lived in urban area with very decent life. And to summarize this China experience, I think it's difficult to. It's an atheist country, and yet it also has Confucian values. A while ago, we talked a lot about also governance. No, I think one contribution of Chinese culture is about governance, world governance. And I think although the economic development is dominated by market mechanism, the government's role in guiding industrial policy is key. It's very important. But key industrial policies such as new energy, high-speed train manufacturing, and throughout the years, it has been, for example, when at the beginning 40 years ago, the government policy was to invite with subsidies, state subsidy to invite investment and new technology. And at some point, at the same time, it also protect local technologies, local industries such as the automobile industries. And from that moment until now, that a more mature industrial policy is developed, I think the government has played a pivotal role in instead of a Western so-called dominant democratic system, China is adopting what we call meritocracy, meaning the way of selecting or evaluating government performance is done by the Central Organization Department, which is based on, for example, economic development. So the government officials have responsibilities towards the For example, now that the target is on ecological civilization, they also emphasize on green GDP targets. And so last year I participated also at the expo in Beijing, with the presence of the Vatican Pavilion at the horticultural exhibition. And it's a sign that while this objective of ecological civilization is targeted, there's a good chance of achieving that. I think this one peculiar contribution of the Chinese model can be an inspiration for the new economic paradigm. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chiaretto. We are grateful for your presentation to us,